Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Lucid podcast. We're here recording with Steve, who was on the first podcast, and he's a great mate this time, because last time he had a go at me for not saying he was a good mate.
Did I don't remember that. I got pretty drunk on the last one.
Yeah.
So
this one is going to be fully lucid. Do you like that?
No.
Not at all.
I didn't like the facial expression either.
This one is going to be lucid. We're not going to be drinking, because I've got to go out for a meal tonight, so...
Is this first sober pod?
It's the first one when there's no alcohol been involved.
Right.
So, it's a first. You're on the first, and now you're on the first sober podcast, so big moves in the podcasting industry. I was meant to do a video in the middle of the week, and I've been really busy at work, so I feel like I should say sorry for that. There will be one coming. It's just over the Christmas period, obviously. It's busy, and at work it was really busy because it's obviously the last week before we break up until we come back New Year. So I haven't been able to put that video out, but there will be one coming. It's just going to be like a 10-minute update video on like my mindset, how I'm feeling about it, the sort of stuff that and where I want it to go really. So on that, let's get straight into it. This episode is going to be about 2017 highlights, and then just other stuff mixed and matched into there.
I feel like highlights is the wrong word.
Yeah.
Because before this we were searching what's happened in 2017 and it's a lot of depressing stuff.
Yeah, so be prepared for some heavy topics. I don't know how long this will be. Just see, because we're not drunk, so we can't just
ramble on.
Yeah, spout shit. Again, I just want to do a disclaimer because we do swear on the podcast. For anyone that's younger, we do swear. If there's any parents listening, don't show this to your kids, probably, because it is a bit rude. Don't play it in front of your kids, and I don't want to be blamed for that, so don't at me, even though I don't have Twitter, so you can't.
I think you should get a Twitter. I
think I should. I did have it, but I think my name was like Japanese lotus flower. My Twitter name. So if there is one, search for it, because I might be that one. And I just want to shout out OTA Clothing, because we're doing some stuff on that. We've looked at some designs and got some stuff coming. It'll be good fun.
Can you say what you're going to be making yet?
There'll be probably a hat at first, like just a cap, and then maybe a bit like a jacket possibly, and then a t-shirt as well, I think, at first, but it'll trickle out and see the like how many people want it and stuff like that. So, and last thing before we get into the topics, people need to start asking us questions, because I asked in the last two podcasts, can people send me questions? I don't care if you don't comment on the YouTube video, don't want to make it public, just message me and say if you want me to keep your name private, if there's something you want to ask. Because if I do it at the end, no one's listening, probably. At the end of the podcast.
So your greatest fear, no one's listening.
Yeah.
You're just in a room on your own rambling.
Yeah, putting this out here, but no one's listening. So, let's begin. Let's go. So, 2017 has been a bit of a depressing year, really. The list that I'm looking at now, that Steve wrote down, there's nothing very fun, so we're going to have to start off with the shit topics, really.
Alright, let's get on with it then.
So, the first major thing we got on the list is the Manchester attack at the Ariana Grande concert.
Yeah.
So fucking horrible. It's horrible. I can't stand it. And I think bombings is such a cowardice way to get a point across. I'm not saying killing anyone's okay.
Mm.
And at all, I'm not condoning it. But bombing is so pussy. It's such a pussy way to do something and get a point across, I think.
Yeah, I feel it's such a sensitive subject, so I'm trying to choose my words carefully.
Yeah.
But obviously, 2017, we've had a lot of terrorist attacks before 2017, so you expect security to be a lot higher. And when these sort of things happen, I always think, how did this happen? Because I think of all the things Like if anyone goes anywhere, goes on a plane or goes to a big public arena, like if you go to a football match, your bag gets searched, you get searched, and then something like this happens, and you just think,
well, I think he came in the entrance as everyone was coming out, so he wasn't in the concert hall when it happened. I think as everyone was flooding out from the concert finishing, he came in. But I don't know, it's so shit. It's so shit. I can't imagine like the heartache, the like pain that people go through on a day-to-day basis when either your child or your family member has been taken away by someone who couldn't even look them in the eyes or look you in the eyes, and you can't even see justice for that person killing your family because they've committed suicide and that's what they wanted to do.
Yeah, you can't get justice for it. There's no way the system can make them pay back what they've took.
Yeah.
But another important thing with this was it was an Ariana Grande concert, and her audience are young teenage girls.
Not saying that's any different to killing anyone.
But it's slightly worse when it's children, because there's going to be parents out there that have lost kids.
Yeah, because their friends went with someone else's parents. It's horrible. It's fucking horrible. Can't stand it. But then another one, obviously the Las Vegas shooting, was on the 1st of October. Yeah, the 1st of October. Which is, again, fucking horrible. I think that's... like, you can't quantify the level of, like, insanity just to, like, sit in a building and shoot at people.
This is... whenever a mass shooting happens in America, it's very hard for me to get my head around. Because in the UK, guns aren't a thing.
Well, gun crime happens.
But
you never get 50 people dead.
The only time I've ever seen a gun is like at an RAF show. Something. I've never seen a gun in real life. They're not an everyday thing.
Yeah, we're quite lucky to be in quite a privileged area.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say very privileged, but privileged compared to a lot of places. But at like schools here, you don't see any guns, you don't see anything. The police don't carry guns unless they're armed police at an RAF base or somewhere like that. So, as you say, getting your head around so many people just being shot, people that are completely innocent being shot in cold blood.
I don't get what goes through these people's heads, because if they had someone in mind, say someone had wronged them and that was their way of dealing with it, you kind of understand how they got those steps and went one by one, and this is the solution. Even if it's a wrong solution, they got this solution. But just mowing down loads of random people, I think it's something I'm quite glad I don't understand why they do it.
Yeah.
Because it's not something in my head. My brain can't go, oh yeah, I see why they did that. That's a thing.
The weird thing about the Las Vegas shooting was he wasn't linked in any way, or he seemingly was a sane guy who maybe had gambling problems and he was well off. He was very rich, supposedly. But I don't know. I think when you see his brother being interviewed, do you ever see that?
No.
It was all over the news, like his brother being interviewed. I can tell that his brother was trying to hide that his brother was insane.
Yeah, sometimes those are the most dangerous people.
Yeah.
Because if there's people that have mental illnesses, but they have enough about them to hide it from everyone else, they won't get the help that maybe they need, and then the problem can get worse because they're not seeking any help or a way of maybe controlling how they feel.
Especially if, I'm not condoning this in any way, but this guy was a successful businessman and he had a lot of money, so having the pressure of life on you in general is horrible. But then I try and look at it as how we could have prevented this from happening in society in general, not how could we have stopped this one person, because there's obviously a lot of things that led down to him doing this awful, horrible thing. So him like men are meant to be like strong and not really show their emotions, and I think depression affects. I think more men suffer from depression than women.
Well, I think the biggest killer of men under 40 is suicide.
Yeah,
and that's a crazy thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I just can't comprehend it, and it was 58 dead and 500 injured. It's just horrible. Fucking horrible.
Have we got anything a little lighter on the list? Because we've had two, like, I'm almost turning to you, like, I don't want to do the pod anymore, this has got me two down.
Yeah, so we've got Disney buying Fox, which happened very recently. And I'm in two minds about this, because obviously I'm a Marvel fan. Not a Marvel fanboy, but I like their movies. And I'm like, now they'll be able to incorporate like the X-Men and Deadpool into the Marvel universe. But then on the other hand, I'm like, Jesus, they're just absorbing each other. Like, have you ever played the game Agario? You have?
Yeah.
It's like Disney's the smaller one. No, Fox is the smaller one, and they just like eat them up. That's what I picture when I think of like big acquisitions.
Yeah.
Like this. And I don't know whether it's good. They didn't acquire them completely. I think Fox still have rights to some of their sports channels and news channels.
I think they just went for their movie properties, so
and like
any of their trademarks.
Merchandise stuff.
Yeah. I just think the biggest thing about this for me was, I think it was 52.4 billion, something like that.
Jesus.
But they bought Star Wars for like 12. And if you said to me, I know Fox had a lot of stuff, but Star Wars is probably the biggest franchise there is.
Well, Fox is like everything that has 20th Century Fox in the film title. Like, imagine how many films that is, like The Simpsons.
Yeah, have you seen Simpsons predicted this?
No.
There's like a screenshot and it's like 20th Century Fox, a Disney corporation, like a screenshot from one of their episodes.
What?
I just think Simpsons have it's been on a long while, so they've made a lot of jokes.
They made thousands of episodes. So.
Yeah, so they're bound to predict most things.
Well, like, have you seen the ones where it's like they predicted 9/11?
No.
There's like not screenshots, but capture from the video where there is a plane going into two towers. Like
I remember seeing what's the old Cartoon Network show, Eddie Bravo or something like that. There was a picture of the World Trade Center with a plane in the background.
Oh,
just like
maybe I'm
flying
thinking
over.
of that. Is that the guy when the guy's got a black shirt and he's got
Yeah.
really beefy?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I might be thinking of that.
Yeah, I saw that.
About Simpsons.
Never really watched those shows when I was a kid.
Me neither. What did you watch?
Stuff like Mona the Vampire.
Oh hell yeah!
All the old. Oh, what other kids shows were there?
Tracy Beaker. Well, I watched CBBC, and then towards the end of year, probably like 5, I started watching Disney as well, like Disney Channel.
Yeah, well, we couldn't get Sky because our houses were built as all the other houses were getting like the new cables and all that.
Alright, okay.
So our houses weren't built when all those were installed, so we never had those.
What about Raven?
Raven?
Not that so Raven. Actual
no,
Raven. Raven.
Where no one. What was it? Last Man. Oh, what was the last challenge called? Where they've got to do the obstacle course. No one ever did it. No one ever survived it.
Because it was in like a corridor, wasn't it? And there was shit like.
I've got a story about Raven actually. That's weird that you
Go on
brought that up. When I was a kid,
you applied for Raven.
No, Mum was applying me for Raven, and I remember being like, I don't know how I would just be 8 or something, and legitimately thinking, I don't want to do it, Mum. I don't want to die. Like, I'm not going to make it. So why would you do this? And Mum had to sit and explain to me that it was a TV. But when you're a kid, you don't understand.
Yeah, kids are fucking stupid.
Yeah,
like you can. Kids are stupid. I don't like children either.
Are there any things when you were a kid that you believed that you're like, why am I so dumb?
That Santa was real?
Jesus, Joe, it's Christmas time. Don't be throwing stuff like that.
Before we get on to Christmas, which we'll talk about a bit later, I did stupid shit when I was a kid. Like, we used to have like fires out the back for just like trees being chopped down or something like that, or because our house was like newly built. There's a lot of scrap stuff, like whatever. boxes, and we had a next door neighbour, and then me and my sister, and we were out there, and then one of Dad's friend's daughters came over, and she was younger than us, and we persuaded her, oh no, we tried to persuade her that to be in the club, the youngest person, which was her, has to run over the fire. And it was like a massive bonfire, like 10-foot tall heap and like 40-foot flames. And we tried to persuade her to run over the fire, and there was like a plank in the middle. She didn't do it. Stupid bitch.
When I was a kid, I was a bit of a pyromaniac. Plenty of times when Mum came home and I had fires going in the garden.
In the front room.
And she'd be like, just runs out and has a massive go at me. I'm like, don't, I've got it all under control. I was a kid, I did not have it under control. I had like deodorant. I remember, I think I was slightly older, 14 or something. Came home because I'd get home before Mum did, and we had all this old wood in the back, and I thought, oh, I'll just build a little like pit fire.
14's quite old.
Yeah.
If you're doing this, like year 10.
And I was like, I got white spirit out and started spraying white spirit all over the wood, set it alight, and it was a massive fire. And you just think, you're a kid and you think you're like, I've seen other people do this, I can do this. But what you don't realise is that when other people are doing it, they're thinking really carefully.
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, this is a normal thing that everyone can do.
Yeah, exactly, like running over a fire. I've seen people do it in TV, but I hadn't seen anyone do it in real life, so I did it, like ran over the fire. But we were like chanting, like demonic shit while we were trying to persuade her to do it.
You were really weird as a child then.
Yeah, we were stuck out in fucking nowhere.
The amount of times, well, we got the same bus.
Yeah.
And do you remember in year 7, the amount of times we used to just do bus Olympics where you had to hurdle over the seats to get to the front first, and then the guy would slam the bus and stop in the middle of a main road and go, that's it, I'm turning round, we're going back to the school.
You're all staying over there.
We'd have to sit there for 5 minutes till the bus driver calmed down. Then we had that one bus driver that was asthmatic, and I swear, if you sprayed the slightest bit of deodorant, she'd stop the bus and could smell it. She was like, I'm going to have an asthma attack, and we're all going to die if you carry on like that.
I was on the train a few weeks ago, and I like sprayed deodorant, and it was antiperspirant, so it didn't really smell that nice, but it was strong antiperspirant. Like, that shit gets in your lungs, and it goes deep. And I sprayed it, and this, like just a tiny squirt, and this lady was like, excuse me, I'm having an asthma attack over here. And I was like, right then.
It's probably not something you should laugh about,
no,
a woman having an asthma.
But I've got asthma, so...
Yeah.
It's like, yeah. So... Yeah, as a kid you do stupid shit, but this was like a couple of weeks ago, so I didn't really felt a bit bad, but then also...
Do you not still count yourself as a kid? Do you count yourself as an adult?
Well, I'm coming up 20, like, on the 27th of December, but I don't know. It's kind of like, I'm not bothered about being 20, but it's weird that I'm not a teenager after next week, even though age doesn't really mean anything from year to year. But over a whole, like 10 years of being a teen, well no, 7 years of being a teenager. And it's the first time I've been conscious of a change like that. Not conscious, but like knowing of a change like that. So, I don't know if I class myself as an adult.
I don't think your age matters, I think it's your mentality.
Yeah.
Like, I can talk seriously about deep topics, but most of the time I'm childish.
Yeah.
Like, was it you I was in McDonald's with, and the order 69 came up, and the guy was like, 69, anyone got 69? And I just turned to you and was like, that's the sex number.
God's sake. Yeah. I don't think that's childish. I think
it is.
No,
it's
I think
so childish.
No, I think your sense of humour is not childish, but I think it's a way you act and hold yourself. But then I guess sense of humour kind of comes into that.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm never going to have a different sense of humour. Like, I say some bad shit.
I feel like I had sort of like 15 to, let's say, 17. I had a very dark humour. And don't get me wrong, still laugh at dark stuff.
Yeah.
But at 15 to 17, it was kind of, I laughed at contrary stuff. Like, the substance wasn't funny.
Yeah.
But to me, people saying that outlandish thing was funny.
Yeah.
And it was kind of I was doing a taboo thing. So we were talking about something that was taboo, or making a joke about something you shouldn't joke about.
Yeah.
And that was funny because you weren't behaving.
Yeah.
And now, like, I'm big on stand-up comedy. It's something I was going to ask you first time I was here. And now you got a job. When you were a kid, did you have a dream job? Because as a child, I wanted to be a comedian.
All right. And stand-up comedian.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed stand-up comedy, and I don't really like British stand-up.
Oh, really?
I feel it's very anecdotal and observation. So it's kind of like the Peter Kay thing where he just remembers stuff.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh, we all do this. Isn't that funny?"
Yeah.
Or, "Do you remember this?"
Well, that's a bit like with Kevin Hart. He's like the biggest comedian in the world. That's what he does. But he's more of a story time kind of.
Yeah, I like political stuff and story. So a few of my favourite comedians like Jim Jeffries, Bill Burr. Have you heard of any of these?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you?
Wait, is Bill Burr, was he recent? Oh no, it was Louis C.K. Done that.
No, I like Louis C.K. and now all that stuff's come out about him, and it doesn't. He's still a funny guy, but some of his more darker jokes have that undertone of now something about his personal life.
Are you allowed to appreciate someone's work from, like Steve saying "fuck you" because he was going to say this, from something like this happening? Are you able to do that? I think it affects it.
It comes to the thing of if if a bad person does one good thing, are they a good person? And if a good person does one bad thing, are they a bad person? Now I know this is very much an extreme of it.
Yeah.
But they've done something really awful.
Dark,
they had a position of power and they've abused it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop that. So if you take an actor and they have a really good performance, that's them showing off a skill.
Yeah.
And with them playing a character, it's not them.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I understand what you mean. It's difficult though because now we've spoke about this Louis C.K. thing, and obviously he's done some horrible shit, but I feel like you can still appreciate that has done comedy performances that are really funny. But whether I feel like people will be like, oh well, he's done this and that, so you shouldn't be able to do that. You shouldn't be praising his work because of what he's done.
Yeah, I understand that point of view with that. This is a horrible person.
Yeah.
And they're making profit over you either watching or going to their shows. And we shouldn't be putting these people into a good financial position.
Yeah.
Because with the finance and all that, they'll get more power and then they'll just do it again.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that you've got to think about once this stuff comes out. Because anyone you enjoy right now could have been.
Could potentially.
You think of all the stuff about BBC children's presenters from the 80s and 70s.
No one thought.
But your parents and my parents enjoyed those shows as a kid.
Yeah.
They would never have in a million... Well, actually, you look at Jimmy Savile now and you're kind of like, how did no one know?
Yeah. I think it was like everyone knew. It was one of those things like him and Bill Cosby. Everyone knew kind of in inner circles.
Yeah.
And everyone would joke about it. Wasn't it Hannibal... What's his name? The black comedian. Hannibal Burr.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, he was the one that kind of broke the thing on Bill Cosby, because he in a comedy stand-up show he said something about it, assuming everyone knew, because it was such in those circles. It was such.
Well, it's like you've seen the clips of Family Guy where it's like talking about Stewie running out of getting free of Kevin Spacey's basement.
Oh no!
There's like clips like that, so it's like.
It's like the bully situation. When you see someone being bullied, as a kid, like now I can look back, well no, now I can think this, but as a kid you don't think this way. If you see someone being bullied, you should stand up for them or help them in some way. And it's like, if you see this abuse happening, you'd think that adults would help or like.
That's a very good point.
But then also, the actors that are in those positions, Kevin Spacey probably has a higher like priority than them, or did have a higher priority than them. So if you're an up and coming actor, you don't want to hinder your future by, because everyone's so career driven, they don't want to hinder their future by dobbing on Kevin Spacey for what he did. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it goes back to that. Do you want to have a good life or be a good person?
Yeah.
Because those people obviously, not obviously, but there are people that kept it in the dark because it would have either damaged them.
It's just like school, because if a bully is someone that you not look up to, but you want to be friends with because they're popular, and they're bullying a kid, you don't say anything because you want to be friends with the bully. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that, it's like, no one wants to say anything just in case that person affects their career for the rest of their life. It's really bad.
Just thinking back how awful school is.
Yeah.
Just some of the things that happened to some of the kids that we knew.
Yeah. But then also, looking back, I did some questionable shit. I don't think I ever directly bullied anyone. Like, I never went out my way every day to pick on someone.
Yeah, you have the, I hate this word, but banter.
Yeah.
Between people.
Yeah. But I think there's a different, like, at banter, that person's in on the joke and they understand or they get the banter, but bullying is like, you are targeting someone, essentially.
Yeah. But there are times when if a banter is a thing that's constantly aimed at one person.
Yeah.
Like, I could think of a few examples from when, like, I made jokes about some people that I'm still friends with now.
Yeah.
Some questionable stuff. And every day I used to make those jokes.
Yeah.
And I kind of look back at it and I feel awful for it.
Yeah.
But I know that they may have took it to heart at the time.
Yeah.
But because we're mates now, I think they understand that we were all just young and saying dumb stuff.
Yeah. But then there's a difference between that and touching up kids. And
yeah, just a bit of a difference, Joe. Jesus.
But it's that same mentality, thinking about it more and more. Like, it's that same mentality of don't pick on the bully. And it's the same with, obviously, this Harvey Weinstein thing came out this year. Like, horrific, horrible things that he'd abused his power. And I don't necessarily think it was him... I don't think it was him targeting women in general. It was him targeting people who he had power over already. Because he was a director, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So him targeting the lead lady in one of his films because it was the lead lady. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of get what you mean.
And it was more of a... I don't want to talk about this kind of thing because it is horrible and it's disgusting. But I think... I don't know, obviously, all the situations are now allegations of rape and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So it's fucking horrible. But I just think he did it because he was able to and there was no one stopping him. It was kind of... And apparently before this all came out, there was criteria written on contracts on how to go about suing Harvey Weinstein for sexual abuse.
Well, he also had a thing in his contracts where it was like, after the first sexual assault case at you, you lose this much money, and then if another one comes, you lose that again plus this amount.
Yeah.
And if it's 3 or more, it's this amount. And the fact that that was in a contract,
yeah,
it's just unbelievable. I feel like we've talked a lot about the people that have been doing the bad stuff, but just to say that anyone who came forward and talked about it and kind of shed the light on this,
yeah,
it's pretty brave. They were given Times People of the Year award, the people who came out against like Harvey Weinstein and all that.
It needs to be said, like, it needs to be done. If you are in something like this, and obviously I hope that no one is, but it's possible that there is, that someone's listening to this. It sounds cliche, but just tell someone about it.
I'm sure in the moment it seems like that's not an option.
Yeah.
Like, it seems inconceivable to you that there was a way out, and
Yeah.
but you've just, I think it's one of those moments where you've got to think, if they're doing it to me, they're doing it to others.
And also, your future depends on how you act in this situation, because if it escalates from here, then your future could get a lot worse. Or you could tell someone about it and make this horrible person's future a lot worse, and make them suffer for the things they've done, and essentially justice for what the shit that they've had to put you through. It's horrible. It's fucking disgusting. Right, let's fucking we went up from buying Disney, and then somehow we got to Fox. No, wait, Disney buying Fox. Now we're down all the way down to shit. So let's go to the royal baby being born, George.
Yeah.
On the 29th of October.
I'm not big about the royal family, if I'm honest.
Go on.
This was kind of a nothing topic to me.
Mm.
I get that they're getting a lot of tourism and all that, and we make X amount of money from them. But why don't we just make our country a better country to visit, rather than spending all this money on an old archaic family?
Yeah, it's just like the family you're born into, suddenly you can become king or queen. Like, it doesn't really mean that much anymore. Way back, it meant something. I'm not sure how much influence the Queen or Prince Harry or Prince William have. How much influence they actually have, if any, really.
I think it's very minimal.
Yeah, on the standing of the country. Like, I don't know. It's very un-British to say that we shouldn't have one, or I'm not in agreement with it. But at the end of the day, like, I don't see any effects from them. Like, when was the last time the Queen did something that actually meant something?
Well,
just had like her 50 years of reign or whatever it was.
Yeah, I get what you mean. You're kind of saying there's no positives or negatives. They're just
it's just there. Yeah, it's just like tradition.
But a lot of taxpayer money goes to the royal family.
Yeah,
and the argument back is that they bring money in tourism and all that.
Yeah,
but sort of a topic where I'm not overly fussed about it.
Yeah. I'm neither here nor there.
I'm not for or against, but
yeah.
I understand both sides of the argument.
Yeah. It's more tradition than anything, I feel like.
Yeah, British are very traditional people.
Yeah, in general. So, along with that, the tradition... Have you heard about the Ravens tradition in where they keep crown jewels?
No.
So basically, apparently, the stability of this country... This whole country and its ecosystem rely on 5 or 6 ravens that live where the castle, the crown...
London Tower, is it?
The Tower of London.
Yeah. Tower of London.
Tower of London.
Tower.
And apparently, in the past, there's been one left, and shit started going wrong because people have either killed them or stolen them.
Is this a superstitious thing? Or
yeah, it's superstitious.
Right. I didn't know whether, like, these ravens had secrets or something, and if they disappeared, the whole country was going to fall apart.
Yeah, it's a superstitious thing. But just like that, it's insane to think that it's obviously just tradition that's come from somewhere, and that tradition is born at some point. But it's weird to think that supposedly our country relies on 6 ravens being alive.
Whilst we're on about royal family, let's try and make this a bit more fun. Joe Spur, if you became king tomorrow, what would your England look like?
Look?
What laws would you change? What would you do? I know this is a big question to just throw on you, so I'm kind of vamping a little to give you time to think about your answer.
Keep going. I would make it so that... Oh, this is fucked. I'd make it so that everyone gets a free burger at lunch.
What? So no change in taxes or laws or anything. Everyone gets a free burger.
Well, Like, if you get a free burger at
hold
lunch,
on,
you're not
hold
having
on.
to spend...
You're the guy that hates McDonald's.
Not that burger, like a good burger, like Five Guys.
No, Five Guys burger.
Or like hammy burger, something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a shitty question to ask me. Just
all right. I'm just trying to get us off sex pests and terrorist attacks.
What would you do?
What would I do?
Ban Arsenal Football Club.
Burn it to the ground. To start with. Something a bit more serious. I don't want dead air, so I'm just going. Everyone gets one free kill.
What the fuck, you psychopath? That means everyone's going to kill everyone eventually.
No, you just get one get out of jail free.
Yeah, but, right, so you get that one free
kill. You get people that won't use it. It's just like the Purge. You're allowed once. Because I already know who the person I'm killing is.
Who?
Saw a guy at uni the other day. He had 2 watches on, one on the inside of his arm and one on the outside.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it was wrong. And I was like, we can't have people like that in our society.
It's anarchy.
But then I tried to rationalise it in my head. I was like, maybe he's an international student. He has one watch that has one for home. Yeah. Something like that. But the instant I saw it, I was like, no.
Shaking.
Just like every bone in my being was like, what are you doing?
But killing, right? So saying everyone gets one free kill, right? So
don't you think people would behave a lot more?
That's a good point, actually, because you wouldn't want to piss anyone off.
No, because you don't know.
But then also, I'm not warranting killing any random person that pisses you off if they cut you off in traffic. Like, I'm using my free kill and pointing a gun to their head and shooting them. That's fucked up.
You can't use it until you're 18. Let's make that a rule.
Imagine in a pile-up that doesn't kill anyone, just like cars just hit the back of each other. Everyone in the front car's going to turn around and shoot the guy behind, and then everyone's just going to do the same thing.
I don't know. You put me on the spot, and I was like, I don't know.
What do you think to like the Purge as a concept, like in the movies?
We've spoke about this before, I swear. But I said to you, it's all well and good thinking, yeah, I'd be amazing in the Purge. I could kill anyone that came for me. No, I'd be hid in my house with wood against the walls, and I'd be murdered instantly.
Yeah.
It's the same. Our friend Joe Maloney. We've talked about zombie apocalypse, and he was like, "Yeah, I'd have this, this, and this. I'd get these things, and I'd stack up, and I'd have all this stuff." And I'd be like, all that leads to is someone bigger and stronger killing you and going, ooh, free stuff.
It's like Fortnite.
Yeah, whenever we play Fortnite, I'm just like, someone's going to enjoy this gold scar when I eventually die.
Right, just turn the lights on, sorry. Yeah, it's... I think the second Purge movie is actually quite good.
I haven't seen any of them.
The first one I haven't seen, but the second one is actually... It's just a bit like John Wick, kind of.
I still need to go around to watching that.
Have you not seen the first one?
No, I've watched the first 10 minutes about 6 times over the last 2 weeks.
There's a brilliant bit, you've probably seen it if you've seen the first 10 minutes. It's not spoilers. There's a brilliant bit in it where he's just killed a load of people, which isn't a shock, and he's in his house, and a policeman comes to the door, and obviously he's an ex-assassin, and the policeman goes... like looks through a door and sees just dead bodies all over the front of the house, and he's like, "Are you back, John?" And he's like, "I don't know yet." And he's like, "All right then, I'll leave you alone." And he just turns around and walks away. It's really brilliant. That film's really good. Joe was saying that he only speaks 170 lines of dialogue in the whole movie.
Jesus.
Which is nothing for a film, and especially the main character in that film.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves has had a bit of a resurgence.
Yeah.
He was kind of... He wasn't really in much after Matrix.
Yeah.
But recently there's been a few things. He was in that horror movie.
Oh yeah, the one where... I forgot what it's called.
Yeah, I forgot what it's called as well.
We
should probably do research.
Knock or something.
Knock, that's it.
Is it actually that?
Yeah. It's legit that. You got there in the end. But he was in that, and then he's been in both John Wick films.
Yeah. And there'll be a third one, I think. I haven't seen the second one though.
Are you not afraid it will go down the Taken route? Of Taken 1 being good, Taken 2 being alright, and then the third one's just mock.
I haven't heard any bad things about the second one. So, but I think with a film like that, the first one was brilliant. Like the first Taken is a brilliant film. It's possibly one of my favourite films. Top 50 at least. but I don't think I can name 50 films off the top of my head. I'm just saying that as a safe bet. But
have you even seen 50 films?
I've seen all them there.
I know, I saw Taken 2 up there. That's what made me think of it.
But I haven't even seen it. I bought it and I haven't watched it. But it's so, like, John Wick is so... this is what's going to happen, this is how it's going to happen. It's story driven, like it's a revenge story, but it's just cool shit happening constantly in it. Like, there's no downtime really in the movie or anything like that. It's all
but that can go wrong for a movie. So if you look at a Transformers film, utter muck. But
they tried to make the Transformers films have story, which I think is a big mistake, because I just want to see robots hit each other. Like, when the robots are on the screen, it's actually quite cool, but like, because they're just big robots fighting, sounds so...
I get what you mean, but I think you can still have characters
some
in that
sort
film.
Of story. And obviously the Transformers are based on characters of Transformers, so you've got to have something in there.
I just think you shouldn't really have humans in it.
Yeah.
I think the humans are the worst parts of those films.
And no one likes Shia LaBeouf.
Or Mark Wahlberg.
I like Mark Wahlberg.
I don't really.
Why?
I was watching a thing of him last night. It's weird that we got onto this, but him drunk on the Graham Norton show, and there was this woman, I forgot her name, but it was just some actress or something, and he was being really creepy with her, and I was just like, this was making me really uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Because he was obviously drunk, and when people are drunk, you don't really... I don't want to see the true them, but you see them without a filter.
Yeah.
Like, you see...
Definitely.
What's going on in their head.
Yeah. So, that's distaste in your mouth.
Yeah.
Mark Wahlberg. I don't mind him. Have you seen Shooter?
No.
He's essentially a sniper in it, and it's just quite good.
Wasn't he in Lone Survivor or something like that as well?
I don't know about Lone Survivor. I was thinking of American Sniper when you just said that, but no, I don't know. He's alright. I don't mind him. He's whatever.
What popular actors don't you like that most people do?
I can name popular celebrities.
Alright, we'll go for that then.
Beyonce.
Beyonce?
Yeah.
Well, what's she done to...
I don't know, it's just everyone likes her.
Oh, you're just trying to be hipster?
No, it's like, when everyone likes someone, I'm like, there must be something wrong with them. So I try and find the bad things. And what pisses me off is she sponged off the fact that her husband cheated on her. I don't know, I'm not condoning cheating on anyone, but like sponging off it to sell an album, really.
I'm presuming you don't like the Kardashians then?
I fucking hate them. I can't stand them.
But do you not think...
that Pepsi can save the world?
That was so bad. Just like
tragic. That was this year. Yeah.
Yeah, solve all your problems with a can of Pepsi.
Just tragic. It's just like such a pandering, naive... It's like a child writ that. And they're like, we'll include every single race, two genders. We'll include everything possible to make ourselves seem better, but it made them just seem even worse. Like, what?
It's kind of a thing of... the sentiment behind it is... I think the idea of the advert is we all enjoy this one thing, let's look at the things that we share in common. But it came across as...
Pepsi's going to...
but paying someone off with gifts, which is the wrong... message.
Yeah, and then also they made it seem as if like Pepsi was going to save the world. Have you seen... This is kind of changed topic, but...
We've been all over the place today.
Yeah. This is going to be a fucking nightmare of time codes. So I've got to watch or listen to it over again and write down the time codes.
Have you started using semicolons yet?
No.
Because in the first one it was full stops and it drove me insane. And I haven't said this to you. I'm like, it should be a semicolon if it's a time. Please. I nearly rang you up and was like, I'll do the time codes if you just let me make them right.
Yeah. You know, in Stranger Things, have you watched Stranger Things? You know the deputy, the copper guy, what's his name in real life?
The main one?
Yeah.
Hopper.
But what's his name in real life?
I don't know.
He's in Hellboy, isn't he? Now?
Yeah, he looks ripped now. Have you
Does
seen
he?
photos
No.
of him? Yeah, he was quite a like dad bod guy. He was quite tubby, but not overweight. But now it's all just like he's ripped.
Steroids, yeah.
Yeah.
Bad. Anyway, have you seen the speech he did at... They won an award at some award show. And he did a speech. Essentially, he said in the speech that acting was able to change the world and all this bullshit. But at the end of the day, you go to watch a programme to be entertained.
Do you not think a film can carry a message that can inspire people?
I think if a film's based on true events that have happened, like Dunkirk or other things, yes. But I don't think it's so fucking ridiculous of an actor, him, to think that, oh, we're changing the world with Stranger Things 2.
This is a really strange opinion to come from you, because you obviously did drama. You spoke about
but
before.
I see it as an entertainment form. Like, I don't watch football and go, like, football is an entertainment just as much as it is sport.
Yeah.
I don't watch football and go, that's changed the world.
Well, you have moments within football, like the Brazilian team that died in an airplane crash.
Yeah, but that's not the football itself.
But it's within the world of football.
No, it's within the world. It's happened in the world in terms of a tragedy that's happened. Like, I don't... Like the Ariana... I hate bringing it up, but the Ariana Grande thing, I don't think, oh, the reason this is so inspiring was because it was an Ariana Grande concert. I think it's fucking disgusting because it happened there. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
I don't mean inspiring. That was the wrong word. Moving. So it wasn't so moving because it was at that specific person's concert.
It could have been
anywhere, and it was horrible. And just, yeah, I don't know. I just don't believe that you, like, what you think you do, like what he thinks he does is obviously acts, but he's thinking that he's changing the world at the same time. But it's like, no, mate.
My counter argument is this: is after Wonder Woman came out, a lot of women said it was nice to see a female superhero and it really empowered them. Do you not think that can inspire people to?
Yeah, I don't know. I think with Wonder Woman, it was a good film and did enjoy it.
It was alright.
It was alright, and yeah, I don't know how many people are actually saying that, and how many people are actually saying that because it did, or they're just saying it because they're on the internet.
Yeah, that's a problem we have in this world.
Because Black Panther's coming out, I'm not black, but if I was, and I go, oh, Black Panther inspired me as a black man.
I don't think inspire is the right word, but they kind of shows either their gender or race or whatever it may be side of the story.
Yeah.
This is how, maybe to an exaggeration, but this is how we live, and it's nice to see either someone going against that or showing.
But in Wonder Woman, they made her like a fucking idiot. They made her a pandering idiot. Like, fair enough, in the storyline she's been trapped on this island for the whole of her life, so she doesn't really understand. But they made her seem stupid, like Chris Pine was her carer.
Yeah.
Like, and he was like taking her around like, oh, don't touch that, don't touch this. Like, what? Make her like very intelligent, confident, and I think that reaction to, oh, it inspired me, is just because it is a female-led film.
Yeah.
Not necessarily because the character was good, it's just because a female got the role. When I would want it to be done well. And Wonder Woman is a smart character, she's not an idiot. Like, she's not just there for battle. Like, she's got some intelligence about her. But they made her seem stupid. I don't know. But I still don't think you can inspire the world with Stranger Things 2. And he goes off on this massive rant and everyone's stood on their feet in Hollywood sucking dick whilst he's doing it. It's tragic. It's like, why do you think that your words hold more weight just because you're saying it?
I kind of disagree with you on this, but we'll...
Go on. No.
Well, I don't know whether I agree with you on the acting point of view, but I do think stories can inspire people, and the acting helps to...
But how many times have you seen a film and thought about it for years after, through inspiration? The most I've ever thought about a film after I've seen it is Whiplash.
Yeah, I still haven't watched that.
You haven't watched it?
No, you all went on a spree of all watching it one by one.
Yeah.
And then I was like... Nah,
it's really good.
Is it?
Well, Danny didn't think it was good at all. He hated it.
That was it. It was like, I was finally going to get round to watching it, and then Danny was like, nah, it's shit, mate, don't bother. All I need is one person to tell me it's not good, and I'm kind of like, yeah, I'll give it a miss.
The most I've thought about, because it's a lot about inspiration and motivation and what the motivations for the right reasons, because of that film. But I didn't watch Stranger Things, which is what he's done. Name something else he's in, like, except from that.
No, I think it's his first big role.
He just got a bit arrogant and spoke as if... What's that?
Helicopter's just flown over the house. I was like, you're seeing this, right?
Yeah, to think that you are inspiring a generation by Stranger Things Season 2, just 'cause, I don't know. It's just... And if you were seen to not in that hall or whatever they were in, it's just going back to the thing of like Hollywood people just so career driven. There's no morality left there. It's just like you're not allowed to have your own views, because if you don't agree with everyone else, then you're gonna get thrown away, thrown in the gutter. I think it's such a dodgy place to be.
It's somewhere I wouldn't want to be.
No. I hate being in London.
Oh, I love London.
I hate it so much. Just like, there's just so much, so many people. I can't stand it.
Do you not... I just think there's a... I don't know, I'm trying to make this not sound cheesy, but a lot more energy or whatever that is very much...
fuck. I think Lincoln's a bit of a shithole, but...
Yeah, I think that opinion from me comes from being somewhere where it's vastly open, there's not very many people.
Yeah.
But when you're in London, there's people everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I just don't like that there's so much. Just, it's like everything, and it's like the Hollywood situation, or like places in America, people go to become an actor. I feel like in London, people go to try and do something with themselves. When, I don't know, I'm not bashing anyone for doing that. I just don't enjoy London at all.
I mean, we've got a friend there right now doing this exact thing that you're on about.
No, but he's going to uni or drama school. So yeah, don't give him too much credit. No. But that's different, because for example, it's the uni you've chosen. You haven't chosen it because of the place all the time. You've chosen it because of the course or what it provides or the facilities it has. So that's different. At the end of the day, I just don't like London. I don't know. It's too much.
Do you not think it celebrates the best things about the UK?
Well, the best things about the UK are like countryside, so not really.
Really?
Yeah. Well, the diversity.
Yeah.
But
all the cultures.
Yeah.
Like I found out the other day, chicken tikka masala is a British dish. Amazed me.
What?
Yeah, it was made in London, like the first one. They brought spices over and recipes from, I think it was India or somewhere like that, and then that's a made in Britain dish.
Oh.
It's the dish of London.
What?
Yeah.
That's
the official dish of
that's
London.
mad.
Yeah. So that's a good thing about London.
Yeah.
That some of those good things have come out of there.
But I don't have to be in London to eat chicken tikka.
Yeah. Alright.
I'm a lost cause.
Like, I just set up a really nice thing and you're like, yeah, but I could do that anywhere.
Something blew my mind the other day. I can't remember what it was.
Do you know what blew my mind the other day? If you ever look up at the ceiling, right, imagine putting all the stuff that is touching on the floor on the ceiling.
Yeah.
Doesn't look like it will fit, does it?
But it would.
But it would.
Ah. I don't like that. That's weird. I'm not real. I think I've had. I think someone said this to me before, but it was when I was younger. What was that?
Two geese going past the window.
Oh yeah, normal.
But there were just two heads bobbing along. I was like,
fuck.
What did you put in my water? Because I've now seen a helicopter and two like geese heads floating past the window.
We do have geese in the country, so don't worry about that.
It's just the one swan, actually. That's my favourite film, Hot Fuzz.
I don't know what my favourite film is. Hot Fuzz is definitely in top 20.
I think I watch that film probably 5 times a year.
What?
Yeah.
I watch like the Harry Potter films over Christmas.
Don't really like the Harry Potter films. It's not something I ever massively got into. Wasn't really my thing.
Yeah, I get it. It's not for everyone. But I don't know. My favourite film, Shawshank Redemption. I don't know. What are you looking forward to in 2018 in terms of like films, TV shows, albums?
I don't really know what's coming up. Peaky Blinders finished the other night, and I'm interested to see where. Yeah, I'm interested to see where that goes if they do another season.
I've just watched because season 3 came to Netflix. I don't pirate shit. Season 3 came to Netflix, so I wait until they come. And season 3 is brilliant. I think that's my favourite season so far.
That's the worst season.
Really?
Yeah. Season 3 is awful. What is wrong with you?
I really liked it.
I thought it was really boring.
Really?
Yeah. I
kind of like the politics of it though, and I like seeing, like in John Wick, where the cop comes up to him and then he realises it's him. It's like that in Peaky Blinders. I like seeing that kind of like dynamic, like someone being untouchable.
I feel like Peaky Blinders season 1's in Birmingham.
Yeah.
Season 2 they branch out to London, and then season 3 they brought Russia involved into it, and I feel like that was just a step too far too early.
Have you seen season 4?
Yeah.
What is it? Season
4 is back to the roots.
Oh really?
So.
Oh well, they had to be because of the end of season 3. I haven't seen season 4 yet.
Yeah. So basically, with season 4, no spoilers.
All right, okay.
General synopsis: an old enemy comes back, and they're a serious threat.
Yeah.
So the Peaky Blinders have to band together.
Yeah.
Put their differences aside. And they go back to Birmingham, back to their roots to defend themselves.
Oh, okay, cool.
And that's a very cool concept.
Yeah, I watched. Oh, I'm gonna watch it. We've recorded it, so I'm gonna watch it at some point over the holidays. Yeah. What else are you excited for? Well, what am I excited for? I'm really excited for Beer Bongs and Bentleys.
Oh, Post Malone's new album.
I've heard it's dropping on the 28th or the 29th.
I can't remember what you Beyonce, when you were like, everyone likes this person, there's got to be something wrong with them. Starting to feel that way about Post Malone.
Really?
Yeah. Everyone is getting, like you must have shown me Post Malone about a year ago now. You were on it way before a lot of other people. And now everyone's getting involved in it. I'm kind of like, yeah, I'm alright with it now.
Well, you're not that interested?
I'm sure I'll listen to the new album, but I'm not as big into him as I was.
He just keeps putting out fire, so it's difficult not to be interested. Talking about fire, have you listened to Jaden's... I was going to talk about Los Angeles.
I was wondering where this was going.
You know Jaden Smith?
Yeah, I know of
Jaden Smith. Have you listened to his new album? No.
That's another thing you've recommended me.
There's a couple of songs in there that are absolute fire, and you don't expect it, and he doesn't have a very good rapping voice.
Can you stop talking like a 15-year-old?
But they are fire, boy.
100 emojis.
They're honestly really good. But what is a joke? He's put a Genius video out for one of the songs.
Alright.
You know, where the, like, artists explain their lyrics and shit. He's put one of them out, and it's tragic because he thinks he's so woke about life and shit, but he's like,
is that the joke, or
I don't know.
is he being serious?
I think he's being genuine. It's a bit disgusting.
I hate people like that are so sarcastic you can't tell whether it's sarcasm.
But he, for example, he explains like the lyrics, and then in one of the bits he says like, we're not SoundCloud artists anymore. Like, we're putting this shit out and people are actually listening. Was he ever a SoundCloud artist?
No, he was Will Smith's son.
Yeah, exactly. People going to listen to it no matter when it was. And he's made a record label with his sister, and he's like bragging about it. And it's like, let's be honest, your dad gave you $1 million and
small owner of $1 million.
He probably gave more than that. Will Smith's balling. Right, let's have a break. A quick break. I'm not going to say welcome back when we're back, but it might happen anyway.
You might forget.
Yeah, right. So we'll be right back. Hello, and welcome back. Wait, what do you want?
You just said welcome back.
Oh, fuck.
You literally said you weren't going to say it, and then said it.
It's going to become a meme now. I'm going to do it from now on purpose, like intentionally.
It won't be a meme if you keep on trying to make it a meme.
I thought you were saying that you wanted to go get something just before.
No, I said I was going to look at some tweets. Don't matter.
Alright, okay. So what do you want to talk about?
Well, it's that time of year, Joe. That festive spirit.
I don't know what you're talking about, Steve.
Christmas.
What's that? Right, this is a good game. I don't like saying the term alien from another planet, but I'm Mr. I don't know what Christmas is. Explain Christmas to me.
I feel like you're stealing this bit from a different pod, Joe.
No, I'm not. Explain Christmas to me.
As a holiday or the story of Christmas?
Explain to me Christmas.
Right. Christmas is primarily a Christian holiday celebrating the birth... Stop me at any point if you have any questions. Celebrating the birth of Jesus Christ.
Who's that?
If you let me finish. He is apparently the Son of God.
Who's God?
The guy who created everything. Or the person that created everything.
Oh, is God not a man or a woman?
We don't know. No one's ever seen him. Her or her. This is a minefield.
God, carry on.
Anyway.
I'm currently off board, but you can try and drag me back on board.
What, for Christmas?
For this story, if I didn't know what Christmas was.
Alright, we'll ditch all the history stuff. We'll get to the good bit. So what happens on Christmas is a bearded white guy.
White? Okay. Is it specific that he's like, does he have to be white?
Yeah, I think so. And he has to wear a red costume.
Why is it red?
Because Coke said so.
Alright, fair. Who's that?
This isn't going to get anywhere because we're just going to go off on tangents and I'm going to get annoyed and walk out.
Go on.
Right. So, Coke is a company and their rivals Pepsi can solve any problem by giving people a can.
Okay.
Right. He comes into your house.
What? Excuse me, why?
To drop off presents. He comes through the chimney because you have to lock your doors in case of burglars. So he has to come through the chimney.
How does he get down the chimney?
Magic.
Fair enough.
That's going to be a lot of my answers here. He gets around using reindeers.
Yeah.
Which are a deer-like type creature. I know you're not from around here, so I'll just explain that.
Yeah.
They can fly. No one really knows why. Might be something in the carrots that they eat.
Wasn't it magic?
Probably.
Wait, I mean, I don't know what that is. What's magic?
Right, it's magic. And he goes around the world and delivers presents to every kid in the world within 24 hours.
So it's not over like a week or 2
No,
weeks?
one night. He's like Amazon Prime.
Prime. So how does he do that?
Magic.
So how come the reindeers can... Like, what do they tow?
A sleigh.
A toboggan?
A sleigh. He's in hashtag slug gang.
Oh, right. So what?
Look, Christmas is a weird thing if you try and explain it, but most things are if you try and put logic to it. Anyway, you wake up in the morning, you open your present. Well, in our house we have breakfast first, then open presents.
I mean, I don't know what Christmas is.
And then you kind of go see relatives, or relatives come to you, and you have Christmas dinner, which is the best thing. Love Christmas
What's the
dinner.
best part about it? There's a right answer.
Stuffing.
Second.
What's first then?
Pigs in blankets.
Yeah, I normally have pigs in blankets before Christmas, so I'm kind of ruining that for myself.
I don't. Only at Christmas. I love pigs in blankets. I mean, from other experiences other than this thing you call Christmas.
I'm not enjoying this bit, I'm going to be honest. I feel like the other people do it better.
So, the whole idea of Christmas to me, ever since I realised that it is a bit bullshit. The idea that you should... So the whole symbolisation of it, or like the meaning of it, is that you spend time with family. It's about family.
Celebrating life.
Celebrating life. Why can't we do that all year round?
But if you do it all year round, that's the new normal, and there's no special event.
Why does it need to be one? At the end of the day, Christmas now is just a commercial thing, just as much as Halloween or Valentine's Day or what others, like anything.
Let's be honest, Valentine's Day isn't for everyone. It's for...
Yeah. Yeah.
There's no guy that gets excited and goes, "Oh, Valentine's Day's coming up."
Yeah, I wonder what he's going to get. I mean, she's going to get me.
Or he.
Or he, whatever. Whatever's floats boat. But at the minute, it's just so fucked. Like, commercial fucked. I haven't spent any money on anyone for Christmas.
That's bad.
But I'm not Christian, so why should I?
I feel like Christmas isn't everything now. That's why when you were asking me to explain it, I was like, did you want just Christmas as it is now, or do you want the history of it?
Well, at the end of the day, Christmas is Christ's death. Or is it birth? It's death.
Birth. Easter is his death. Come on.
I don't give a fuck. But at the end of the day, he was born by a whore anyway. She was a prostitute.
She was a virgin.
She was a prostitute.
The story goes she's a virgin, and I believe...
The true story is that she's actually a prostitute. That's not a joke.
I don't know what comedian it is, but they said if the story of Jesus Christ was on Jeremy Kyle, you would not believe it.
No, you wouldn't. That lie detector would come back to life pretty bad. You know lie detectors are bullshit.
That's what I said to you when you first did your pod. I was like, you needed a thing.
Yeah.
Like a thing about your pod, and I said you should do it on a lie detector.
But it's bullshit.
Is it?
Yeah, they're not true, because there is an actual lie detector that scans your brain when they ask you questions, and actual lie detectors aren't reliable at all because it's unethical.
They go off heartbeat and stuff like that, which is a shady area because you can be nervous about
the question in general. But that's why they are allowed to use them, lie detectors, because it's unethical. Because essentially, if you're using an actual lie detector, like a proper one that works, you're inside someone's head, and at that point, where are you safe? If you're not safe inside your own head, where are you safe? I think that's a big thing. On the H3 podcast, they talk about Vsauce. So this is where I got this kind of information from. It's unethical to be able to read someone's thoughts, I think. Even if you are a murderer, it's unethical. You should find other means to do it.
Right,
I don't mean torture.
With you saying you're not Christian, so you know when you have to go to court, you have to swear in the Bible. Would you find it easier to lie if you're not Christian?
Because it means nothing to me. It's a storybook.
Do you think we should still have that?
No.
In part of our society?
No. There should be something else. Like you swear on the crown, or you swear on the government, or something else.
Swear on my mum's life.
Yeah.
That was the old classic. Had fingers crossed under the table.
Yeah, that's what I'd do. I'd just put my hand on the Bible and cross my fingers. Fuck that shit.
Such a rebel.
Religion to me it baffles me. If you think about religion, it was in this country a way to control masses, and it still is in terms of...
Well, don't forget there was a point when the church was more powerful than the King of England.
Yeah, exactly. And, like, in other countries, like Muslim-run countries, like, it's used to oppress people, oppress women.
I feel like with any religion, there are the negatives.
Yeah.
I don't
see any positives. The only positiveness is, like, coming together, but as people, we do that anyway.
Do you not like the thought of an afterlife? That there is somewhere that people go after this, or they're just dead in the ground? I find some.
I would rather live like there isn't one and have one happen than live like there is one and not live your life to the fullest.
Yeah, it goes back to me saying the idea of heaven and hell is something that's always baffled me.
Yeah.
Because there's stuff that people would have gone to hell for 200... No, there's things that you can... If you did now, it'd be considered bad, but 200 years ago, it wouldn't have been. So they used to just kill gays, like, hundreds of years ago, and if someone did that now, they're going to hell.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, down there, they'll be like, oh, you can't do that anymore? Wow, world's changed.
Yeah.
It's just like... The idea of what's good and bad goes with what society thinks. I think I've used a poor example there.
Yeah.
So, forgive me. But it's just like society changes, so what's good and bad shifts over the years.
Yeah.
So I don't... The idea of them being an all-powerful God who decided long ago that this was good, this was bad.
Yeah.
Things develop and change.
I would love for there to be some sort of proof in an afterlife, but logically I just don't see that as I just don't... Like, when I think logically, it just doesn't make sense at all. But I obviously can't confirm nor deny it, so... But all... What it seems like, all religions, like Christianity, the Bible, has, like... It's a storybook. And people laugh about Scientology, and I don't agree with Scientology, so I'm not going to defend it. And people believe in it so wholeheartedly, it essentially is written by someone who has written more fake shit in the history of anyone on this planet than but created a religion that people start to follow. It's just influential people that can... it's like Hitler, he was influential and was able to manipulate people's minds into thinking a certain way and made that their life. Jesus was able to manipulate people into thinking they could walk on water.
It's only because he couldn't swim.
But let's be honest, that didn't happen.
How do you know that didn't happen? Because this is the argument with anything. No one has proof of it, no one has proof against it.
Because of logic.
Logic does defeat a lot of the arguments, but to
say that outright say something isn't true is... You shouldn't really do that.
No.
But in my opinion, and I use this argument all the time, in my opinion, someone walking on water just didn't happen.
Well, you've not seen those videos of the guys who run really quick and they can run on water for a little bit because it's like had some substance diluted into it.
That's not water though, is it? It's a non-Newtonian fluid.
Yeah, but it looks like water. It looks like water.
Well, Dynamo did it.
Did he? I don't like Dynamo. He's one
Have you
of those...
seen him walk on water though?
No, I've seen the one of him holding on to the bus and saw that one being debunked.
He walked on water. Well, it was obviously a trick, but he walked on water. I can't believe you haven't seen that. It's really famous.
I just don't like Dynamo, so I try and stay away.
Alright.
I don't really like magic.
I like it. I like the concept of being fooled. Like someone actually taking time to fool you.
See, I'm a person that needs to know how they did it.
Yeah, does that piss you off?
Yeah. Insanely.
I can understand.
It's like, I watched, there was an interview with Chris Pratt on the Graham Norton show, and he did a magic trick. And after I watched it, instantly went online. How do you do this trick?
Yeah.
Learn how to do it.
Yeah, I didn't want that difficult.
No. Not that difficult at all.
Yeah, it's... I think every kid goes through a stage where they enjoy like magic. Did you not?
Yeah, every kid has where they think they're a spy.
Yeah,
and they think they're a Power Ranger, and one moves on to there.
But I don't know. I like the wonder of things. So not knowing really. I don't know.
See, I'm the opposite. I have to know answers.
But then also, right? This is a good question. If you were told you either take £10 million and that was like you get given that money, or you get told every secret of the history of the universe and our Earth, and like all information
I feel like
is at your access.
knowing everything is a dangerous thing. I feel like that knowledge will depress you.
Any question you want answered, you can get answered.
But this is the same sort of thing as reading people's mind. So if, say, I had an interaction with someone and then I asked, I don't know, this all-powerful being that's given me this power, how do they feel about me? What did they mean by this?
You go and
You need lies.
Yeah.
Lies get a bad press.
Yeah.
Sometimes lies, like Santa Claus. There are people out there that probably still believe in Santa. Little kids, maybe some adults. Going to be disappointed. But that's a nice thing to have for kids.
Yeah. I think it makes them a bit stupid, to be honest.
I did see an argument of, it's a little kid and he's talking to his dad and he's like, so Santa sees and hears everything, and his dad goes, yes, so you have to behave or you don't get your presents. And this kid goes, if he sees and hears everything, why do I have to write him a letter? I think the dad's just like...
I've seen that, I think it's brilliant. The kid's logic is like brilliant, however they're so annoying because their logic is so like cut and dry.
Yeah.
Like they don't... Obviously they're trying to debunk Santa.
Well, like, explain Christmas to you then.
Yeah.
It's impossible because there's questions about everything.
Yeah.
It's like Sean Locke does a bit about when he was watching the World Cup with his kid. And he goes, oh, what are you watching, Dad? Football. And what's the rules of that? You're not allowed to use your hands. Why is he using his hands? Well, he's a goalkeeper. He's allowed to use his hands. Who's playing? England and Germany. Who are England? The ones in white. Why has that guy got a green top on? He's a goalkeeper. He wears a different colour shirt. What about that guy? He's the referee. He wears yellow. Goes, eventually I just turned it over onto, I can't remember what kiddies film it was, but it was like, why is that candlestick moving?
Joe Rogan does a bit as well, where he's like, his kid came up to him and he's like, Daddy, what is, why did you let Santa into the house? Like someone that you don't know. And she goes, you've never met him, but why'd you let him to the house? And at that point he instantly knew that he'd lost the conversation because he couldn't redeem himself. But he was saying that it's hard with kids. I would bring them up to believe in such stupid shit like religion and Christmas. In my opinion, religion and Christmas are ridiculous. But then we expect them to, in my opinion, believe some scientific things that are just as ridiculous. Like the Big Bang Theory is ridiculous when you think about it.
The fact that everything in this room, including me and you, used to be like a little speck.
Yeah.
That's
and
insane.
then just expanded.
Yeah. And it's still expanding.
It's not an explosion, is it, the Big Bang, really? It's an expansion.
Yeah, it's just...
Yeah. What's on the other side of the expansion?
What was before it?
There's nothing. Because time's not...
But there can't be nothing.
But time happened at this point of the Big Bang.
Like, if you think of nothing, what do you think of?
A white.
Just white's the colour. To imagine nothing...
You can't.
Yeah, it's possible.
Just empty. But then what? But then it wouldn't be black because black's colour or black's a shade.
Yeah. It's just... There's no such thing as nothing.
Yeah.
It's like
in our universe, there is no such thing as nothing.
It's like if you talk to someone and then you go, what do you think about? And they go, nothing. There's no way you think about nothing.
This is what I think of it. Glass. Like, imagine a pane of glass just continued. You can't see through...
what's on the other side?
There's nothing. It just continues forever. Just air. It's just air, but there's no air there.
Just air, but there's no air.
Well, in space, like if you get a bit of space where there's nothing, you see black on the other side of that space because there's stuff on the other side of the something. But if there's nothing on the other side of the something, there's nothing there at all. So what's on...
talk about something else.
What's on the other side of that?
This is just frazzled my mind.
This blows me up my mind. The multiverse theory.
Well, nothing that we do matters because it's all been done infinite amount of times.
Yeah.
In infinite amount
But
of
what blows
ways.
me away more is that because there's infinite, anything is happening in those infinite universes. That blows me away. So, I think I spoke to Ollie about this on the last podcast, but I don't remember. Where I'm, like, we are watching us record this in another universe because there's infinite.
Yeah.
Because there's infinite, anything can happen. So in infinite, I'm that lamp there. Because there's infinite, I have to
Got some nice curves on you.
I have to be... Because there's infinite, there has to be one where I am that. Because it's endless.
Yeah.
That's
another thing that blows my mind. So, you know, like in sci-fi films, they say, if you step on a butterfly, it can change the world. I kind of see that as, you can do really small things now that can have massive impacts in the future.
Yeah.
So kind of the other way around. So rather than doing a negative thing in the past, do a positive thing in now to affect the future. And do you ever think how many little things you could have done differently and how drastically your life would have been? For example, picking your secondary school.
Yeah.
How different would your life be if you went to a different school?
Very.
If you went to college straight away instead of going to sixth form, how different would your life be?
Very different.
If you didn't say hi to that person and a relationship didn't develop, like a friendship or even an actual relationship, how different would your life be?
Well, what's weird, it's obvious, but what's weird to think is that if you're in a relationship with someone, either that ends or you marry
And
or
die.
Or die with
It
that
always
person.
ends.
No, but I mean, like, you either end with that person or it stops there. That's insane.
This is what annoys me. I don't know, I feel this is a naive view of mine, so question me on it. When people say they've found the one,
Yeah.
really? 7 billion people and
No.
they happen to be born right near you?
No.
There's no way anyone...
You've probably found 1 in 100,000, if that.
Yeah.
If that.
I just think it's very...
No, it's probably less than that. It's probably 1 in 200. Like,
Yeah.
people you actually know and would consider
Do you
dating.
ever think about how many faces you've seen?
Not really. But it won't be that many as you think it probably would.
I think it'd be a fair amount.
Well, if I've lived in Lincoln all my life, there's 100,000 people here.
Yeah, but you've been on holiday, you've
Yeah,
been
I
back
know,
to London.
But
Because the where this question comes from is, I read a thing that in your dreams you can't make people up.
yeah, everyone is someone.
It's a face that you've seen before.
Yeah.
So where did you get that face from?
Yeah, you don't recognise them at the time. But it's weird.
Dreams are a weird thing.
I like dreams. I like that's what the podcast's based on.
I feel like I just like sleeping, and dreams are a side effect.
I love sleeping. You don't want to go to sleep because you don't want to not be awake. But then when I go to bed, I'm so happy I'm in bed that I'm going to sleep.
I kind of get that way about the shower sometimes. I can't be asked to have a shower, and then once I'm in the shower,
Yeah.
I don't want to get out.
Yeah.
Because I think the mentality is, I don't want to get in the shower because that's starting the process of my day.
Yeah.
And then when I'm in the shower is, as soon as I get out of this, I've got to go about my day and do stuff.
Yeah. You can kind of stay in the shower. If you wanted, you could try.
Live your life.
In a shower. Be a good experiment.
No, it wouldn't. How would you cook food?
You get the shower to go really hot and then boil it.
So, what you living on? Rice?
Yeah, fair enough.
You wouldn't be able to have meat.
You'd have someone. You could just be carted around in like a shower cylinder and just like have the shower constantly pouring you in like a little open door, like little like flappy door, and then people just put food into your mouth.
What about when it gets really cold, like winter?
But the shower would be hot.
Yeah, but wouldn't it make ice at the bottom?
Yeah, but if you're in a cylinder, then the temperature inside the cylinder is based on how hot the shower water is.
I feel like these are really dumb conversations.
No, they're not. They're very
I feel
interesting.
like we just normally have dumb conversations, and what you've done is made a podcast and made everyone else listen to our dumb conversations, so everyone knows how weird we are.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Kind of point of the pod.
Yeah. Right. this is going to be a short one, I think. I'm very tired and I've got to be somewhere or get changed and be somewhere.
The people are going to be disgusted. It's not 2 hours.
Yeah, I know. One person that comments every time. You know who you are.
Just unsubscribe and leave.
Don't do that. We need you. Yeah, I just want to say what I've done this week, just trying to figure things out. So I said on the last podcast that I wanted to implement the podcast into iTunes. I'm pretty sure I've said it on every podcast. I'm going to try and do that as soon as possible. I can't guarantee when I'll do it now because I'm very busy. I've just finished a course. And I am still thinking quite heavily about doing it live streamed or filming it at first and then live streaming it. But it's going to be a whole different thing and I need to learn to edit essentially. Well, actually, if I was just doing it, I'd just be dragging and dropping the video files into the... Anyway.
Got to do your editing above putting the intro and outro up.
Yeah.
Are you able to edit anything out yet?
What do you mean? Oh, no.
No, nothing too controversial.
Well, at the end of the day, it's my view. If, for example, we were talking last week about politics, it's my view on some of the things we spoke about. I'm not that bothered if people know them, but I don't know. It's just like, I think of a lot of things in a very... I'd love to be educated on some of the things that I don't agree on with someone. So hopefully someone will come on and challenge me at some point.
Yeah, I think the whole point of having arguments isn't to be right, it's to learn.
Yeah, and I think that's misconstrued these days though.
Yeah, because everyone wants to shout the loudest and insult the other person just to make them right.
Yeah.
I think arguing is more about coming to...
Agreement.
Not necessarily agreement, but
a conclusion.
A consensus that you're right about this, I'm right about this, we disagree on this, and that's fine. It's like people nowadays, if people disagree with them on something, they don't want to be friends with them.
Yeah.
I feel that's very narrow-minded, that me and you disagree on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But we're still mates.
Yeah.
I think it helps to have people around you that have opposing views.
Yeah, and if you have people around you, this is why people go insane, is if they have people around them that just agree with them all the time. You get if someone disagrees with you, you don't take it well.
Yeah, just yes man.
Yeah.
Just constantly saying, yep, you're right, you're amazing.
Yeah.
And people just, their egos just get higher and higher and higher.
It's good to have someone to
ground
bring you back down to earth. It was like when that JonTron thing came out that everyone was... Well, he said something that...
I don't know about this.
Oh, well,
go ahead.
JonTron, a YouTuber, I don't know exactly what he said, but he said something controversial, and he went on a news show on YouTube against someone that was very clued in on the topic, very intellectual, and he got his arse torn because against this person he didn't really know, and it grounded him. I think it allowed him to actually take view on his... Yeah, it might not have changed his mind, but it meant that he would have either done more research or found out more about it because of the experience he had. Having someone or having an interaction with someone in which you are brought back down to level or down a peg is
Well, with this pod, if we say anything that makes us sound like a dick or I know the idea of this is uninformed news, but if people tell you oh, you were wrong about this and here's why, and you can go, oh yeah, I see that point of view, it not only improves what you're doing now, but also improves you as a person.
Yeah. Because
you're able to take on that criticism, change something about you, either a view or an opinion.
Yeah. And
it just makes you a more rounded person. There are a lot of... I'm quite a stubborn person. I get into arguments quite a bit.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of I'm right, you're wrong. But we had a big argument, Compass Gate, and I was wrong. And I had to admit that I was wrong. I don't like admitting that I'm wrong, but I understand I have to.
I always admit if I'm wrong about something. I try my best to admit it. I will argue. I'll still argue. I don't know. It's difficult because a lot of the arguments I have are subjective arguments. They're not objective, like the compass gate was objective, and you were completely wrong. I kind of want to explain that argument now.
So basically, on a game, there was a compass, and I said another person was pointing out an object, and they were saying left or right, and I said use the compass because it's got degrees, so I know where it is more accurate.
Yeah.
There, but they said, but our compasses aren't the same. So I got annoyed and was like, no, true north is true north for no matter who you are. North is that way, south is that way, east and west. But what they didn't articulate to me, firing shots here, was that the object was between us. So the object was between the 2 points. So therefore it would have been whatever the number on the compass would have been, plus 180 degrees.
So opposite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That wasn't articulated to me and I was wrong.
Yeah, that was a massive argument. It was hilarious.
It wasn't massive.
It was big. It's the biggest argument you and him have had.
Yeah, but no, it's not. No, we've had way bigger over some form, less meaningful stuff. That's pretty non-meaningful. But what you're not telling the people here is that you was on my side.
Yeah, and then I realised that I was wrong and just didn't
did
chirp in.
Yeah, you just shut up. You didn't admit you were wrong.
I was
just
enjoying the
shut
show.
up and let me go 100% into this, being wrong.
Yeah, I realised quite early on, like a minute into the conversation, that Joe was right, and I was like, all right, I'm not going to say anything here, see how far this goes. It could end badly, and luckily it didn't. Well, it did for you because you were wrong.
Yeah, but it wasn't a bad argument.
Yeah, so back to the point, like having someone like that where you can argue with them, and even if one of you was right, there's sometimes elements of the argument that...
I was just thinking, out of our friendship group, none of us have had massive arguments or fallouts.
No, I think it was... I don't know. It takes a lot to piss me off a lot. And because we've always been made harsh jokes or like mean jokes about each other, it's harder to... We got thicker skin about that kind of thing.
Yeah. There are some things that if you say will cut to the bone to me and really get me agitated.
Yeah.
There are certain topics that will... But it comes from personal experiences.
Yeah.
Like I've got stuff that's happened to either me or family members. If you mention that, my blood pressure will go up and I'll be more defensive.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I'm more pissed off about people's actions. Like if they did something against me or acted in a certain way to be a dick to me, that's going to annoy me more than necessarily what someone says, because I know that sometimes people say things like in the heat of the moment or just for a reaction sort of thing. So...
Can you remember 10 minutes ago when we decided to finish this up?
Yeah.
We were doing an outro?
Yeah, I think it was about 10 minutes ago. So...
My timekeeping is on point.
So, that's it. 4th podcast. 4 down.
For that last one in 2017, or are you doing one next week?
I'll see, that's a good point. My birthday's on the Wednesday. 29th. It's the Friday.
Did you say you were thinking about going out on Thursday?
Yeah.
We're still hungover one on Friday.
We could do a hungover podcast.
Live podcast on Thursday night?
Yeah. Right. So, yeah. I'll see. I'll keep my Instagram updated, so if you're not following that, lucid _podcasting. That might be wrong. I'll link it anyway. It's linked on the channel, so just follow it. Just find your way from there. I'm sure people can do that. Anything else? I'm more likely to put a video out in the new year, like a 10-minute video, I think, because I'll have a bit more time. It's very busy because obviously I have Christmas, we go away for Boxing Day, I have my birthday on the 27th, I have my sister's birthday on the 30th, so, and then New Year's Day, all that, so it's a very busy time of the year. I can see where you just click the pen on Spike. Oh yeah, last thing, I'll shout out OTA clothing again, and expect some bits being done on some clothing soon. I'm buzzing for it.
Doing bits.
Yeah, I think we're planning on going to a factory that manufacture the clothing and stitching and brought it for us, so...
Nice.
Planning on doing that.
I'll make sure to pick something up.
Yeah. You'll be forced.
Will I?
Yeah.
Do I get discount?
No. Yeah, so planning on doing that. I don't know who'll be next on the podcast. It'll be... Cool, Steve was a last minute substitution. No one was. I didn't have anyone planned. I kind of winged it this week, but
I'm your side hoe.
yeah,
when you got no one else.
You're my side hoe. All right, Monkey Branch.
No. I didn't get that. You messaged that to me. I was like, what was he meant to say?
So Monkey Branch is a girl that keeps a guy friend around in case her relationship goes wrong. Just leads them on, making the guy think that there's possibility that they could hook up.
So where does the monkey branch thing come from?
You're my monkey branch.
No, but in the analogy...
They've got people... I'm holding my arms out like a tree. The monkeys are hanging off the trees.
So is the girl the tree or the monkey?
Yeah, the girl's tree. The monkey's the guy.
Right.
It's shady. Either way. Anyway, right. Ending on...
just kill it. Just end it now.
Yeah, okay, right. Bye.